Om. 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 Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwarah Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Pranams to the lotus feet of the Lord, pranams to all the Mahatmas and Gurujis, pranams to all of you. Eko Naikasa Vakhakyam Yatyat Padamanuttamam Lokabandhur Lokanatho Madhavo Maktavatsalaha. This is the shloka which we are seeing in the last class, shloka number 78. Ekaha, the one. Naikaha, the one who is not. Savaha, one who is in the form of the ritual. Sava. Kahaha, one who is happiness. Kim, one who is to be inquired into. Yet, that already existent, pointed out, that by which. Tat, that which pervades. Padamanuttamam, the ultimate abode. And then Loka Bandhuhu. Loka Bandhuhu means the well-wisher of the world. Up to this we have seen in the last class. We will continue the rest of the Namas. As I told you, some of these Namas may look very contradictory, diagonally opposite meaning. And I told you must have the Vedantic background so that you can appreciate these things. When it comes to Saguna Ishvara, he is there. In the transactional empirical reality, Bhagavan is there. And Bhagavan is supreme, and we are all Dasaha. He is Swami, we are Dasaha. So he is the one on whom we are all dependent in the transactional world. In the absolute reality, both are one and the same. The sense, like the example we give, like ocean and wave, Bhagavan is like ocean in the transactional world. And all the jivas are like waves. So the wave is depending on the ocean for its existence. But when you analyze carefully in Vedanta, the true nature of Bhagavan, the ocean, and the true nature of wave, the jiva, both are nothing but water. So when it comes to absolute reality, there is only water. There is nothing called ocean, nothing called wave. Everything is only water. Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagat. So that is the concept. So you have to keep this in the background so that you will be able to appreciate these namas. Now we go to the Loka Natha, the Lord of the universe. The word Natha comes from the verbal root Nath, which means imploring, ruling, blessing, and also afflicting. So he is a Lokanatha, the Lord of the world, because he is implored, looked up to by the people for gaining the various Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha also that they seek. Again, he is the one who rules the world and takes care of everyone. He blesses them or afflicts the people according to the karma pala. He is the karma pala dhata. So even the afflictions caused are only to turn them towards dharma. Why he is giving the sufferings? People ask, why you are testing me? Why are you giving problems after problems? Because we have done something in the past that is coming. So he is only a distributor of the karma pala. By what? By which at least thou onwards you will behave properly. That's the idea behind it. So he's a Lokanatha. Then Madhavaha. Madhavaha, here the meaning is the one born in the lineage of Madhu. As Sri Krishna, Lord Vishnu was born in the lineage of Madhu, and hence he is Madhava. Earlier the meaning was given in the previous, we have seen the same Nama in the previous shlokas. Where when the Nama number 72 and 167, we have seen the same Nama. One is called Lord of Shri. Ma means Mrs. Mahalakshmi. So Mahadhava. So he is the Lord of Shri Mahalakshmi. This is one thing we have seen. The other word we have in 167 we have seen there the meaning is given as Lord of knowledge. Ma means one other meaning is knowledge. So Madhava, one who is endowed with the knowledge. That's what is the other meaning. So this is the beauty of the language. The same word has got multiple meanings, and according to the context, you have to take it. Here it is interpreted as the one born in the lineage of Madhu. So next one, Bhakta Vatsala, very popular name, Bhakta Vatsala. One fond of the devotees. Lord is Bhakta Vatsala, one who is fond of his devotees. The fondness to be understood as caring. The Lord is in the very form of caring and has to be discovered in that form. Our own body with the various physical systems, everything has been very caringly put together with more than what is necessary for ordinary activity. So this is Ishwarya's Vatsalya. Look at the body. He has got two eyes, one eye is sufficient. He has got two ears, one nose is one ear is sufficient. He has got two nostrils, one nostril is sufficient. He has given two hands, one hand is sufficient, one leg is sufficient. But he has given all these things. Even you study our physical anatomy, it's a fascinating creation of Jiva. Nobody can create it. We can only destroy it. We can only abuse it, but we cannot create it. Okay, so he has got all those things. So this is Ishwarya's Vatsalya. And see, ultimately, it is the mind which is the most evolved among all the species. He has given such a mind which is very evolved for what? Ultimately, getting the knowledge. We can enjoy everything. Other animals and beings are all pre-programmed to behave in a certain ways. Whereas we have got the most matured knowledge. Evolved species is the human being. So Manushya, the one who is a thinking person is called Manushya. So we have got the thinking. Who has given it? Bhagavan has given. Why he has given it? Why he has given is he is fond of his devotees. And why? Because his devotees in the past Janma have done some punyam, and by which we are now born as again a Manushya. Okay, and then for what? Vishnu Sahasranamam, for understanding my true nature, Aham Brahmasmi Tatitvam. So to discover our real self, to discover our real self by what? By going through the systematic study of our scriptures, for which only this body is given, this mind is given. This Manushya Janma itself, is main purpose is Moksha Purushartha. Dharma Artha Kama are subservient. They are all okay. They are all stages. But the real intent of Bhagavan giving us this opportunity, again a Manushya Janma, is what? Because he has got Vatsalya, because he is fond of his devotees. Why I say again Manushya Janma? He has already given us a Manushya Janma in the past. We all have born. When we do not know which Janma we are Manushya, we do not know. But we are sure we are born. Why? Only in the Manushya Janma we can acquire Punyam and Papam. When you have become an animal or other insects or anything, birds or anything, all other jivas can only exhaust the prarabdham, exhaust the whatever is some portion of the bank account of Sanchita which is there, only one portion gets exhausted. Whereas in the Manushya Janma, only you further accumulate Punya and Papa. So we have got bundles of Punya and Papa which is there. So we were Manushas, and how long it is? Anadi Kalam, we are going through the cycle. Anadi Kalam. Anadi Kalam means time immemorial. It is a cyclic process. Eternally it is going on from Kalpa to Kalpa. But why he is again given us the opportunity now? Because at least in this Janma, we want to break the cycle of samsara. There is a saying, Ippiravi tappinal, Ippiravi vaikimo. If you lose this opportunity, when will I get again Manushya Janma? We do not know. That is what is said. So if you miss this opportunity, you do not know when I am going to be born again. He has got such a fondness, vatsalya on us, compassion on us. So he is giving every jiva an opportunity to come back to Manushya Janma. And then giving an opportunity to study the scriptures. But what happens is many people miss the opportunities, waste this opportunity. What they do is, this whole Manushya Janma is like a sandalwood, very precious. But what we do? We use it for burning the fire, burning and then making hot water. Instead of using the sandalwood for applying, making the sandal paste and applying to the Lord and then getting the prasada, we are using it. So we are wasting this Manushya Janma. We means not us. Those who are not listening, those who are not studying the scriptures, I am talking. We are all astikas and we are all having shraddha. That's why we are all attending the classes regularly and we are all listening to it regularly. So we are all astikas. But the people who are missing it, many people they call themselves as Hindus. Forget others. Hindus themselves are more than 1 billion in this planet now. How many are studying? Very hardly anyhow. Anyhow. So it is Ishvara's Vatsalya, his caring nature at the Adhyatma level, at the individual level. If one looks at the world, the symbiotic existence of different species and different forces, that we can see they are all interconnected. The whole world is interconnected. So at this is at the scare at the Adibhuta level. So Bhagavan has got the Vatsalya, because of which he has created the Manushas like us, and he has created this whole Mother Earth, the whole universe, and all the forces beautifully he has given us for what? As a playing ground for us. So while we are pursuing, we don't need to get bored. We have got entertainment, we have got a sports activity. Like normally, we can't be monotonous. So always doing something. So he has given a varieties for us, various things for us to enjoy as well. So he has created this universe for us to enjoy. At the same time, he has given us the buddhi for us to pursue the knowledge and realize oneself. That's what he is giving. So he is very fond of his devotees. So now we have completed shloka number 78. Now we go to shloka number 79. सुवर्णवर्णो हेमांगो वारांगश्चंदनांगधी वीरः विषमसून्यो घृताचीरसलश्चलः सुवर्णवर्णो हेमांगो वारांगश्चंदनांगधी वीरः विषमसून्यो घृताचीरसलश्चलः सुवर्णवर्णः, one of the color of gold. The Lord is in the form of self-shining consciousness. What color would you say is the color of consciousness? Really speaking, there is no color at all. Now, because there is no attribute, Bhagavan or Brahman is Nirguna. Okay, there is no attribute. So even the brilliance of the sun does not have a color. Yet for our understanding, to depict the brilliance, the Shruti talks of him as having a golden color, the color of sun. That's what. Now, there is an Upanishad called Mundaka Upanishad. That says, Yada Pashyeha Pashyate Rukma Varnam. Yada Pashyeha Pashyate Rukma Varnam. It comes in the Mundaka Upanishad. So it is only the kind of a depicted. Why we say gold? If you look at all the metals in the earth, gold is the one which is available as in its purest form. This is what metallurgist tells me. They say gold is the one which is available in the purest form. All others are only a compounding substances. Then you have to separate it, do processing, and then you have to process it and then take it. So that is one part. And second thing is it is the rarest. It's a very rare one. So coal is available, aluminum is available, other metals are available, iron is available. They are all in abundance. And gold is one which is a very, very rare metal. And that is a very precious metal, that too available in its purest form. So you take gold along with sand and others, just do the simple purification, you can get the gold. That's what it is. So he's a Suvarna Varnaha. Then Hemangaha, then one whose limbs are gold, one whose limbs are like gold. Here Hema is Uma, that is Maya, and she is an Anga, a part of him. Since Maya is united with him, he is Hemanga. Or another way we can put it, he is Hemanga because his Anga's limbs are like gold. Two ways you can interpret. The first way you can say, the Hema, you can take it as Uma Devi or Parvati, whatever it is. That is why we say Ardhanarishwara, Shiva and Shakti, or Srini, she and Nivasa, Srinivasat. So she and Narayana, Brahmaji and Saraswati. So all these depicts this the Maya Tattvam and Brahman Maya mixture, that is called Ishvara. So that is one way you can take it. So Maya is always united with him, that is Hema Anga. Other way you can take is Angas, the limbs. Anga means limbs, or Hema means gold. Everything that is here is his body. He is in the form of all shining orbs, the orb of stars, orb of sun, everything that is brilliant. That is his Anga. Also, he is described as Hemanga for visualization purpose as well. That is what we can take it. Then Varangaha. Varangaha means one with beautiful limbs. All his Angas, limbs are Vara. Vara means beautiful and proportionate. Hence, he is Varanga. In his avatars as Rama and Krishna, he is Varanga. You go to Valmiki Ramayanam, there's a description, beautifully description given by Valmiki on about Rama. So, similarly, Bhagavatam, you go Krishna's. The whole Dasamaskandam is talking about Krishna's beauty and then his Leelas. So, I don't want to get into the distracted, but I'm just referring. Go and study those Itikasam and Puranams, you will have beautiful descriptions. Then Chandanangadi. Chandanangadi, one who has sandal armlets. He is Chandanangadi because his arms are smeared with sandal paste, which is like armlets. Or he has armlets as that are pleasing like sandal paste. In both way you can take it. That is with reference to his avatars as Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. That is why we are all doing Sandana Kap. We take sandal paste and then put it on Perumal, Sandana Kap. It's a very special this thing. And then pray and then take that sandal paste and then take it as a prasada and apply on our forehead. So it's a very popular thing. Sandana Kapu is a very popular in the Perumal temple for Perumal. Similarly, in the Shiva temple for the Nandi, for the Nandi, the bull which is there in the Shiva temple, we do is that is very often. Of course, Sandana Abhishekam is done. Sandal paste Abhishekam is always done for Shiva. Shiva is Abhisheka Priya. So now we always that is one of the Abhishekam is then sandal paste Abhisheka which is doing, and sandal paste is also applied to the Nandi. That's what is given. So Chandanangadi. Then Viraha, then one who kills the valiant enemies. He is Viraha, one who is, in order to protect the Dharma, kills all the great Asuras who cannot easily be chastised. This name is also with reference to his avatars. Because his avatars is what? Those who think they are invincible, Bhagavan comes and kills them. And you can see all those things in Rama Avatara, Krishna Avatara, all the Dashavatara, you can see all of them. All those stories you can go into that. So he kills all his enemies. They are the outer enemies. But what is the significance otherwise? He kills all the inner enemies of all the sadhus, especially those mumukshus who are keen, who are interested in moksha. For them, he will through giving the guidance, giving the guru, giving the guidance, giving the scriptures as the guidance through a guru, and you do karma yoga, upasana yoga, by which you purify yourself mind. By what? By eliminating kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, all those things. So he is viraha. Then Vishamaha, one who has no equal. Samam, Vishamam. Samam means equal. Vishamam means there is no equality. So because he does not have a sama, an equal. A second thing, none being there. He is Vishama. He is distinct from and unlike everything else, and so only like himself. There's no comparison. There's no comparison. Ishvara is all knowing and all powerful. There is no one else. There is no one equal to Ishvara. No one equal. That is what is. So he is Vishamaha. Then Shunyaha. Shunyaha means attributes. Suddenly, again we say one is free from attributes. So you have to remember which plane we are talking about. We are talking about the empirical reality or the absolute reality. Now we are switching the subject to the Brahman part. So one is Nirgunam. So he is free from all the attributes. When a man has got one quality, we can say that he is Visesha Gunavan, that he has got special quality, and be mindful of his other limitations. But Bhagavan being free from any limitations needs no Visesha Guna to distinguish him. Therefore, he is Shunyaha, free from attributes. Through Maya, he is Na Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha. Through Maya. Through Maya, Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha. Endowed with countless auspicious attributes. Where? Through Maya. Without Maya, Brahman is has no attributes, no special things. So, has no attributes. Only when Maya comes, then only all the attributes manifest. So, as we always say, the pure Brahman is useless for transactions. Pure Maya cannot do anything. It is Jadam. Brahman Maya Sambandham only is the whole universe and all of us. We are all the mixture of the Brahman Maya only. So only then the whole world can function. So through that, through the Maya Sambandha, is the Ananta Kalyana Guna Sampannaha, endowed with countless auspicious attributes. At the same time, being essentially free from attributes. When you say essentially means what? At the absolute level, really speaking, he is no gunam. But for transaction level, for the empirical level, in the relative plane, he has got all the attributes. Because the whole Vishwa is him. Whole world is he. Because he can all the attributes, every guna is his own guna. Yadyad vibhuti matsatvam Srimatur jitameva. Bhagavan says in the 10th chapter of the Gita, Vibhuti Yoga hai. Whatever glory you are seeing is by glory. So that's what it is. So, Sunyo Gritashihi. Gritashihi means one who has got no request. Now, Gritashi, he is Gritashi, one from whom all Ashita, requests, prayers are gone. Since we have a sense of lack, we have various requests and prayers which have to be fulfilled in order to get rid of the sense of lack, sense of inadequacies, sense of apurnatva. Because we as jivas, we always feel a sense of inadequacies. Everything we have got, still we'll see this is not there, that is not there. I often tell people, I am one of the richest person in this world. One of the richest persons in this world. Why I say that? Even in the, I'm not talking about the jnanam. I'm talking about the very literal physical sense. Why? If you go and do your mathematics, at least those most of you who are listening to this Sahasranama, if you do the math properly, we are all actually top 1% or 2% of the people in this 7.8 billion of people who have got the kind of a income, who has got the kind of a wealth, who has got the kind of a standard of living. We are all there. Most of us are like this. But what happens is we still feel inadequate. Apurnatvam. Only those people who have got money, who have been more riches only are feeling inadequate. Whereas people who have got nothing, they are very happy in the physical sense. People who have got something, they are very happy. Because our inadequacy is because of what? Lack of understanding. What is lack of understanding? Not really understanding any amount of physical wealth has got no relationship with happiness. Happiness is in the mind, which has got nothing to do with the physical wealth we have got. The physical wealth in the form of either gold, property, or in terms of people, everything. They have got so many people around you, all those things. Any amount you have got, you always feel inadequate. You continue to amass wealth, what, and go and put it in the Swiss bank. And Switzerland government is run by those free interest-free money because nobody is taking the money from them. Because whomsoever has deposited in the Switzerland for the privacy purpose, they all leave it, and many of them, or that's what they say, they have not taken it back. Even their generations do not know where it is. So Switzerland government is enjoying wealth, and it's everything is there. Why? Because people have got such inadequacies and amassing wealth as if there's no tomorrow and keep on doing it. So we have got apurnatvam. That is why we go also cry to Bhagavan, give me that, give me this, artha bhakti. Anything is there, we go and cry. Many people, we call it as a business bhakti. We stop with that. Unfortunately, it is not no harm in asking to Bhagavan for help, because he is a bandhu. No, just now we have seen he is a helper. He gives us everything. But what happens is, at the same time, we only use Bhagavan for our material wealth or removing our distress. So we do not know how to pray. So we lack everything. But Bhagavan has got no prarthana at all, no prayer at all, because firstly, there is no one to whom he can pray to. There's no one. Who will Bhagavan go to pray to? Because he is ultimate. Just earlier we have said Vishamaha. He is Vishamaha. He has got nothing. He is ultimate. There's nobody equal to him. Where will he go and pray? See, if you are a boss of the company, you are the owner of the company, 100% shareholding. So whom will you report to? You are the boss, 100% shareholding. Not even a single extra shareholder, no AGM, nothing. You don't need to you don't need to answer the board. If it's your own individual enterprises, you don't need to answer anyone, right? Similarly, Bhagavan, the whole universe is Bhagavan, everything is Bhagavan. So where will you go and report to? Nothing. So there is no request for him because there is nothing to be there. Secondly, he is ever fulfilled. He has no request or need to pray for. So from this Dhamma, what is the important message? If we study scriptures properly, this you have to be important. Vishnu Sahasranamam is only a teaser for those who are not studying scriptures. For those who are studying scriptures, is a refresher program. Okay, it's a beautiful refresher program and appreciation of one more text. And then also it helps you, those who are in the journey, it helps our removing all our dirty mind, further cleaning the mind, chitta shuddhi, chitta ekagrata, chitta naishalya, all those things, chitta vishalata, expanding the mind, everything will be available for them who are in the journey towards moksha. For them, Vishnu Sahasranama is one of the very beautiful texts, is useful. For those who are not studying, it's a teaser. So here, once you understand your true nature, now, if you once you understand your true nature, Bhagavan says, those who understand their true nature, either what is that? The Jivatma is none other than the Paramatma. Jivatma is none other than Paramatma. No, Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. So once you really understand, then you also need not have any inadequacies. Then no alpa buddhi at all. Then you will ever be free. You are always free. So you don't need to have any inadequacy. Why? At the body level, at the mind level, there is always a gap will be there. But I am not this body mind. Just now we completed the Viveka Chodamani class before this class. There we just introduced the same thing, concept there. No. So what is that? The demarcation problem. That's what we talked about. The differentiation problem. Everything is a border differentiation. Atma, Anatma, Viveka. Which is Atma, which is Anatma. The world is Anatma, everybody knows. The world is Anatma, everybody knows. But when it comes to our own body and mind, is it Atma or Anatma? There's a big confusion. And that is where we have to negate those with the body and mind complex. It is only an instrument which is given to you. It is not you. But what we say, because we are not studying scriptures, that is called Anyonya Adhyasa. Now, because of this thing, what happens is because of self-ignorance, there is a self-misconception. The self-ignorance is lack of study of scriptures properly. Because of this ignorance, we have got a self-misconception. What? I am this body mind. When your mind is not okay, you say I am confused. When your body is good, say I'm so and so. You say I'm tall, I'm so and so, I'm handsome, I make so much money, I'm like this. Ma kuru dana jana yavana garvam. You do all those things. Why? For what? Because of misconception. Which is because of what? Because of ignorance. Self ignorance leads to self misconceptions, leads to self inadequacy. Understand this. So the apurnatvam is because of superimposition. The superimposition is because of lack of understanding. So self knowledge is the only solution. So for those who get the knowledge, you will not feel it. So that is the indirect message Bhagavan gives here. Move on. Then achalaha, one who does not move. He is achala, never moving from his swarupa, nature. Okay, emotionally, he is always Ananda Swarupa. Knowledge wise, there is never a loss of knowledge. Skill wise, power wise, there is never a loss. Being all pervasive, there's nowhere he can move to. Achala, because he is all pervading, where will you move? He is even beyond time and space, he is there. Where can he move? So we can't say even he, or we don't want to say she or it or anything. We can say she also, no problem. We don't want to say it. So Bhagavan cannot move because Achalaha, because he is all pervading it. He is everywhere. Sarvamidam. Ishvara Sarvabhutana. So everywhere is a Sarvamidam Idam Jagate. He says in the ninth chapter. So he is everywhere. He cannot move at all. So again, at the Paramarthika level, Brahman is everything is Sarvam Brahman. So he is Achalaha. Immediately comes next Nama Chalaha. The one who moves. Again, absolute reality, relative reality. You have to understand these two levels. At the relative level, reality, he moves. Even though he is essentially Achala, he is also Chala, moving. He moves in the form of wind. He keeps moving all the time in the form of the mind. Again, in the form of this universe, he keeps moves. The whole universe is the dance of the Lord Nataraja, the Lord in the motion. That is why the Nataraja principle is beautiful. In fact, there are tons and tons of information about the Nataraja principle. Anyhow, we can have a separate discussion later. It's a wonderful depiction of the cosmic dance of the Lord. That depicts what? The whole thing is in motion. That's what science also says. No, we are all made up of particles, subatomic particle, everything in the state of motion. Proton, neutron, electron, all those things. We are all always moving. That's what science also says. So even science says so. Bhagavan is as at the Vyavaharika level, at the transaction level, he is Chalaha. So let us go to the next Nama. Amanimanado manyo lokaswami trilokadrike sumedha medha sumedha Sumedha Medoja Danyaha Satyamedha Dharadharaha Amani Manado. You have to join it together. Amani Manado Manyo Lokaswami Tilokadrike Sumedha Medoja Danyaha Sumedha Medojo Danyaha Satyamedha Dharadharaha. Let us look at it. 80th shloka. Amani, the one without any pride. Let us look at this shloka, Nama, a little bit in detail. The body mind sense complex, which is Anatma, is taken as the Atma, and then there is the Abhimana, identification with it. It is called Mana. Further, the Mana is also pride, a notion of self importance that is based on one's accomplishments, possessions like wealth, cattle, knowledge, power, and so on. And there is also a feeling that one deserves worship and respect, and based on that there is also a demand for respect. This sense is itself is based on one's low self-esteem. One who has this attitude is called mani. Since Bhagavan does not have this abhimana, he is amani. Being of the nature of pure consciousness, Bhagavan has got so no self ignorance. Therefore, there is no abhimana. Therefore, he is always with Lakshmi, the power of Maya, and hence, as Lakshmi Narayana, everything belongs to him. Therefore, he has never any doubt about his esteem or a want to be respected or worshipped by others. Amanitva is the qualification necessary for gaining the knowledge of Ishvara. Hence, Ishvara is invoked as Amani. In 13th chapter of Gita, under the section of Jnanam, we get Amanitvam Adam Vitvam, Ahimsa Shanti Rajavam. 20 gunas are given, which is virtues. First one is Amanitvam. So, if one wants to gain the knowledge of Ishvara, one should appreciate the fact that all the pride belongs to Ishvara alone, because all the glories belongs only to him. Therefore, one develops amanitva. The opposite side is the opposite, the other way of the positive way to put it. Amanitvam is vinaya, humility. Amanitvam means humility, vinaya. By removing the sense of demanding respect from others. This demand for respect itself is due to the hurt of the ego. Even if the feeling of hurt is legitimate, still one cannot afford to get hurt, because situations are always bound to be both pleasant and unpleasant. Because we will always have mana apamanam, sita ushnam, sukha dukkam, all these pair of opposites, dvandvas, will always afflict us throughout our lives. Nobody has got only one side. It is always a mixture of both. No, even if the feeling of hurt is legitimate, still one cannot afford to get hurt because situations are always bound to be both pleasant and unpleasant. One has no control over this. Very limited control we have got. We have got some free will by which we can do something. But there are so many things which is outside or outside us. Tapatrayam, Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidaivika. So many afflictions can come. So one has to be objective about what is true with reference to oneself and one's life situations. Hence, by developing amanitva, one can avoid a lot of hurt. When one is hurt, one has to look at the hurt and see what is hurt. Is it the Sachidananda Atma that is hurt? Or is it the body mind complex? The Atma can never be hurt, and Anatma, being Jada, the insentient, cannot be hurt. The mind is only an instrument. So thought comes and thought goes. Any thought is momentary and hence it is not there to get hurt. The body cannot get hurt. Then one finds that there is nobody to get hurt. It is only by the ahankara. What is that? The ego that gets hurt. So this is a brilliant explanation given by Swami Dayananda. So what is the takeaway? Once we have got the true understanding of our nature, then where is the question of getting hurt? There is a question of mana or apamana. Nothing. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Today the biggest problem is what? Today we have got such a fear, especially as Hindus. I'm shameful to even discuss this topic, but it comes to my mind. Unfortunately, I have to tell you. What is that? Today marriages, such a sacred one, the biggest step. Marriage is a grihastha ashrama, a stage of life. A stage of life, very important stage of life, in which one has to progress from brahmacharya to grihastha ashrama. The grihastha ashrama only can support other three ashramas, the so-called brahmacharis, vanaprastha, and sannyasis. And at the grihastha ashrama, and our vivaha mantras are very holy, very, very special. It's very profound. If you go and read the meanings, this says we will be together for life, whatever be the situations, however good and bad, we will never separate. We will support each other emotionally. We put Agni Sakshi. Agni is the one which is a core, because Agni Devata represents the Brahman, the ultimate Lord. And in our rituals, Agni Devata is very, very vital. So you promise before Agni, that means it's an absolute promise. You cannot go back. By which we do Vivaha. Then what happens? I don't want to describe those things. And I talk to some of the lawyers who are doing these things. They say it is increasing, the divorces are increasing leaps and bounds in our society. We are westernizing very fast. We are westernizing very fast in this fast. We have got all the wealth. We are copying the Western for all these things. And we have got the fuse wire, which is very, very thin. We don't have any patience, ability to get along with people. And the tragedy is the children are getting orphaned. The children are getting orphaned. I see so many people, so many families, broken families. And I get tears in my eyes. Shastra says, whatever it is, this Janma is, you are this, he is your husband and she is your wife. You have to accept as it is. That is the prarabdha. Nobody is perfect. But are we there? No. We have got such a scriptures, we talk about it. And then still, and we also pray. Not that everybody is atheist in the Hindus. We also pray. Prayer is for what? Without understanding. Without understanding the core of scriptures, what is the prayer you are doing? Without understanding that you have done the marriage in front of the Lord and then you took a oath. What is the value for it? Please understand. It's such a holy relationship. Because only in the Grihastha Ashrama, the Karma Yoga can be done very well. Grihastha Ashrama is the one where you can earn legitimately, you can enjoy legitimately, you can have children All your enjoyment can be proper and you can enjoy everything. Shastra allows. Shastra says even if you don't come to moksha, it is okay. It is not for everyone because everybody's mind is not prepared. But what Shastra's request is like this: every Manushya should live a life of dharma, a life of ethics, a life of values. And what happens is with the life of values, then you earn and enjoy. If you do that, then Shastra says one day you will automatically progress. Even if you are a selfish person, even if you are a selfish person, you are praying the God for artha bhaktas, you are praying only for those things, it is okay. You be a bhakta of Lord and follow dharma as a principle. What is the dharma? That means everything, including a family life, can never be broken. Having got children, the children, for their sake, I will somehow endure it. I'm not trying to say who is at fault and who is not at fault, all those things. So let us not get into the debate. I'm only requesting audiences here, saying that this is a very, very sacred relationship. And you do all your due diligence, whatever due diligence you do, you cannot do 100%. You see it in the corporate world also. Corporate, we are doing so many mergers and acquisitions. I have seen so many of them as myself. Is everything successful? No. Some mergers, you acquire a company, you make a profit, sometimes it doesn't get along, then after some time you do it. You can do it at the company level. In the transactional world, in the making business, that is okay. Even there, the employees undergo a lot of trauma, that's a different story. At least at the business, you have to do those things. But life cannot be a business life. Life is not for transactions. Life is it is much more than transaction. If you want a transactional life, you don't get married at all. Rather, you be a single. Be a single. Nobody says. Nowadays, the biggest problem is two or three problems. One is people want to be so selfish, they be single, at least okay. But what happens? They want to get married, they go and do all due diligence. Finally, still they are not able to. Finally, what happens is it gets broken. Or the third thing, what is happening is it gets to us. They nowadays people say we will marry each other, but we will not get children. Now this contract has come. I see quite a few marriages being done saying that I don't want to get, we don't want to have. But they keep pet animals, pet dogs. You know what Shastra says? Better you have progeny. That is your duty. To get the babies, good children is your duty, Shastra says. Now we say we don't want it. Rather, either, my only thing is if all the people don't get married, nobody gets children, at least gradually in the next few hundred years, the Manushya Janma will be wiped out from this earth. After that, at least the rest of the species will be happy. Because we as human beings, we do not know how to lead our life intelligently in spite of everything given. Why should we be there? Why should this human race should be in this earth at all? We need not be there. Rather, everything else will be happy. You saw in Corona, when nothing was disturbed, all the ecology improved. So better that let them enjoy. So why I want to say is here why because it says Amani without any pride. When it comes to that, because all our ego, the whole problem is our ego. What is the ego means? Identifying with this body mind. This is my body mind. And then the moment you identify with the body mind, then the selfishness comes. Ahankara leads to mamakara, mamakara leads to ragadvesha, ragadvesha leads to karma, karma leads to papa punyam, papa punyam leads to purarapi jananam, purarapi maranam. This is a cycle. This is a link. So the fundamental root cause problem is what? Ego, ego, ego. I am this. Makuru dhanajana yavana garva. Bhagavan says, Harati nimesha kalat sarvam. Next line, Adi Shankara says, fraction of a second I can turn 180 degrees your life. Seeing it daily. Every day seeing it. But still people don't change their behaviors. So studying Vishnu Sahasranama with this depth is very, very important. What is it I have to take away from this Sahasranama? Bhagavan is like this, we know. Bhagavan is everything. We know one stop. Vishnu Sahasranama is not required. Everything is Bhagavan. Close the book. From there, what is the takeaway is We can have that gunas. We can go to the Bhagavan level. By what? By changing our personality. It is possible only for a Manushya. So understand this. We'll continue the rest of the Namas in the next class. Hari Om. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण मयि महीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः कृष्णार्पणमस्तु।